Hello everyone, welcome to another Forex forecast with Bluepips Forex. I'm Francis, and in this week's forecast I'm going to be making a full breakdown on AudNzd, Pound CAD, NzdCad, NzdChf and Usd Jpy. And as usual, I'm going to be breaking down these pairs from the monthly time frame down to the daily time frame, showing the major levels of structures in this market, where price has been and where I expect price to go over the next few weeks or months, as the case may be. So without further waste of time, let's get down to the video. Alright, so before we start, if you are not subscribed to this channel, please do well to subscribe to enable you get our content whenever we upload them. Alright, so let's get down. Alright, so this is AudNzd, and from the monthly time frame, you can see this descending trend line I've talked about for the last few weeks. You can see this wedge pattern I talked about, and you can see how the price is rejecting the resistance of the wedge. And remember, I said then that as long as price remains below this level of structure, we can expect to see the price make the move down to this support over the next few weeks or months. Now you can see that price is still holding below this wedge resistance at this point, and as long as price remains, we want to see the move lower. So let's see what we have from the weekly time frame on this pair. Alright, so this is the weekly time frame, and in the last video I made on this pair, I think that was when this red candle had formed, and I said I was just going to stay on the sidelines to see how the price was going to react to this area and this area, because this was strong resistance over here and we had the break above, and we expected the area to act as support. And as long as price remained above this support and below this resistance, we're not really interested in any trade, because this would have just been a choppy market. Then I also said what I would expect to see will be at least a daily close below this area before I start looking for short opportunities. But fortunately for us, we are getting a weekly close below this area, which makes the move lower even better for us. So what we can already see is that the weekly time frame is already aligning with the monthly time frame, and with this we can expect that the price will make it into this lows right here, and possibly our overall monthly low right here over the next few weeks or months. So let's see what we have from the daily time frame. Alright, so this is the daily time frame, and from the daily time frame over here, we can see clearly, first of all, that we have this ascending trend line at this point right here. We can see how much we can see that price respected this area back at this point here and at this point here, but we can also see that a new trend started to form from this high to this low. We had a lower high, and currently we're in the process of forming a lower low. So remember, from the weekly and monthly time frame, this area is strong support that broke lower. So as long as it has broken, we expect it to be retested as resistance before continuation lower. So now we can already see that we have a downtrend in play on the daily time frame, aligning with the major level of structures we have from the weekly time frame. So with this, we can easily expect that the price will make a retest of this area right here. We are going to get a retest of this previous support right here as resistance. Then we are going to see this retest, and if this area will hold as resistance, then we will be positioning ourselves for a short trade, and if the rules of our entries will be satisfied, we'll be taking a short trade down to support at 0683. So this is going to be all on AudNzd. Alright, so the next pair on our list is Pound CAD. So on Pound CAD right here, the first thing we can see is that we have a sideways market right here. You can see right from this area and around this area. So we can see how the price has just been consolidating between this support and resistance for the last few years. I think this has been since 2016. So this is actually a 4-year-old range we have right here, and you can see that the moment price got to the resistance of that range, price found resistance at that point, and we can expect that the price is heading for support at 6204 over the next few months or weeks, as the case may be. So let's see what we have from the weekly time frame. Alright, so from the weekly time frame, after all this push lower, like we already know, the price does not move in a straight line. Price moves in impulse and correction. That's in a trending market. From the monthly time frame, we have a range, but from smaller time frame, within this range we are going to have a trend, and we can already see that price formed a double top pattern right here with the neckline around there, a broken neckline. So what should we expect? Price found support back at this area, so we can expect that price is going to retest the neckline of this double top pattern for continuation lower, like we already expect from the monthly time frame. So right now, from this area of structure, we want to see the price turn around and make it to this low over the next few weeks or days, as the case may be. So let's see what we have from the daily time frame. Alright, so this is the daily time frame, and what we can see from the daily time frame, I'm going to just zoom that in a little. So we can see that from this area we had support at this point, we had support at this point, we had support at this point. So let me zoom back out. Now we had a break of that trend line at this point. Price found support at this point and is retesting the broken trend line support as new resistance. Now remember that we expected that the price will make it to this double top neckline right here, but as it is now, we already have retest of the broken trend line support as resistance. So the fact that we have broken trend line support as resistance, I think this is good enough for me. However, if I still get a retest of these areas, it makes it even better. But as long as price is retesting a major level of support right here, which is this trend line support we have right here as resistance, and has actually rejected it, we can see Thursday's candle closed rejecting that. In fact, Wednesday's candle rejected that resistance, Thursday candle also rejected, Friday's candle also rejected the same level of resistance. So we can see that this area is holding firm as resistance. So we can already see all the rejections we have, and we can expect that the price is ready to make the next move lower. But as usual, we don't just take trades like that. There are certain things we want to see before we take trades, and we don't have a valid entry on this pair yet, so there's no trade setting up yet. Until the rules of our entries are satisfied, we can't take any trade. So I'll be waiting for on Monday or Tuesday, if the rules of my trading will be satisfied, then I'm going to be taking a short trade, and my first objective comes in at 68.13, while the second objective comes in at 65.31. You can see that area is also a strong level of support back here, so I would expect to see the area hold as support this coming weeks. So that's going to be all on pound card. Next up on our list is NzdCad, and from the monthly time frame, what we can see is this huge descending channel right here. That's a 4-year-old channel, and we can currently see that while price rejected this area, price formed this double bottom pattern at this point right here, and we can see that 2 months ago we had a marginal close above the channel support resistance at that point, and after that kind of close, what we expected was a retest for continuation upward. But we can see what happened last month. The candle actually rejected this double bottom neckline right here and remained above the 87.71 level of support. However, it remained below the descending channel, so we were not interested in this trade, and we just wanted to see how the price will react to this area. You can see that the month is already above. However, this month has not closed, so anything can still happen. You can just see the month push back below. So let's see what we have from the weekly time frame. Alright, so this is the weekly time frame, and we can clearly see that the price from this area came back and found resistance at this channel resistance right here, but this week now has closed above all that level of structure. So as long as price is above that level, we will expect to see the price make it up into these highs and even beyond this coming weeks or days, as the case may be. So let's see what we have from the daily time frame. Alright, so from the daily time frame, we can see that we have this ascending channel right here. You can see we have resistance at this point, we have resistance several times at this point, we have support right here, we have support right here. So this is a valid channel right there, and we can also see again that we have a smaller channel right here, resistance, we have support at this point, we have resistance, we have support at this point. Now we can expect to see price rise into the resistance higher over the next few days or weeks, just like we already expect from the monthly and the weekly time frame. So you can also see that in the process we had this double bottom pattern right here, a break, retest of the neckline, that's previous resistance at this point as support, and can actually see that price found support at that point, and after that we have the break of this level right here. So we can see that now this is the area of the previous area of resistance we have on this chart, which we expect to become support at this point here. So this coming week I'll be expecting to see price come back to retest 88.66 once again as support, and if this area will load as support, now I'm going to be waiting for one of my valid trading signals to take a long trade into 89.64 and possibly 90.68 over the next few days or weeks, as the case may be. So first of all, we want to see the price retest the 88.66 level once again as support. Then if that area will hold as support, that's when we'll be taking our long trade on this pair. So that's going to be all on NzdCad. Alright, so this is NzdChf, and from the monthly time frame we can also see that we have a 3-year-old channel at this point. You can see how we keep finding resistance and support. We have resistance, support, and then from this area we had a break below the channel. That price gave us a monthly close below the channel and traded below the channel for 2 months until we had a close back above the channel. So with a close back above the channel, that was when we knew that this break below right here was a false break, and after a false break we can expect to see the price continue higher and even beyond. That's, we can expect to see an overextended move from this pair over the next few months or years. Like we can see, this is the monthly time frame, so it takes 1 full month to complete a candle, so it could take a couple of months or even years for us to see that price make the explosion to the upside. So for now we can see that we have resistance at this point. You can see it was support back here, it was support at this point, and it's resistance at this point. So we have this place in mind, and we can expect to see the price hit this area, probably reject it or go further, but that's on the monthly basis. So until this month close, anything can still happen, but we expect to see the price make the move higher from the monthly time frame. So let's see what we have from the weekly time frame. Alright, so this is the weekly time frame, and what we can see is that after the break back into this place, the price created this pattern right here, popularly known as a flag pattern. We have the pole and then we have the flag on the pole. So what this simply means is this is an impulse, this is a correction, and after a correction we can expect the next impulse higher. So now we know that we have a flag on this pair. What else can we see? We can see that this week gave us a weekly close just above the resistance of the flag. So the fact that we have a weekly close just above a weekly flag pattern shows strength on this pair, and we can expect to see the price rise further, although still keeping in mind that we have a major level of resistance at this point right here. So we expect to see the price rise. So let's see what we have from the daily time frame. Alright, so this is the daily time frame on this pair, and what we can see from the daily time frame is that the price came and made a smaller flag right here, and after that flag we had a break of that flag, I think on Tuesday or Wednesday, of which we actually capitalized on this on the break of this flag, and we closed up at this level of resistance right here because of what we have from the weekly time frame. And now we know that there's a level of resistance at this point, and that's why we can see that price has not gone beyond that level yet. So what I would expect to happen next will be for price to come back and retest this area right here. That's the broken flag from the weekly time frame I talked about. Then if the price will retest that flag and find support on that at that area, then if the rules of my strategies will be fulfilled, I'll be taking a long trade to 62.91 over the next few weeks or months, as the case may be. So that's going to be all on NzdChf. So the last pair on our list for this week's forecast is USD Jpy, and this is actually another interesting pair I've been talking about for the last few weeks or months, where I highlighted this triangle pattern we have right here. You can see the support. I just highlighted the resistance at this point right here. Then you can see the support right here. You can see how the price kept on consolidating until we had the monthly close at this point. You can see that last month tested and rejected the broken triangle support. Retested and rejected it as resistance. So after that, what we could expect next is the move lower, like I already said in the previous video. So that's still on our radar. So let's see what we have from the weekly time frame. From the monthly time frame, we expect to see the price drop further. So from the weekly time frame, let's see what we have. Alright, so this is the weekly time frame, and we can see how the price retested this area right here, came lower, and for some reason found support at this point. But now what we can see is that I'm just going to highlight the area so we can identify it properly. Alright, so we can see clearly right now that we have a weekly close below this area of structure right here. Now bear in mind that we expect to see the price drop further into some lows around there, of which I can't really identify right now. Alright, let me just put an horizontal line on the next areas of structure I'll be expecting to see price drop to over the next few weeks. So we have one area here. If I'm going to zoom scroll back a little bit so we can get clear areas of structure. Alright, so right here we know that this area right here is somewhere that we expect to see the price drop over the next few weeks or months, as the case may be. So with a close below this area, we expect to see that price drop further into these lows. So let's see what we have from the daily time frame. Alright, so here we go on the daily time frame, and we can see that we have another triangle pattern right here. You can see the resistance of the triangle. You can see from here we had one support, back here we had support, then as added confluence we had this range right here. So after that, what next did we see? We saw a break of all these areas of structure. So with this break, we can expect that the price is actually going to make it to this low over the next few days, weeks or months, as the case may be. So before we are looking for entry, what do we want to see next? We want to see retest of previous area of support as resistance right here. You can see that price is currently at support right here. So from this support right here, you can see that we're already seeing a rejection. So with that rejection, I can expect to see the price climb up to this area of structure right here. And if price will find resistance at this area of structure, then that's when I'm going to be waiting for one of my valid entry signals to take a short trade into these lows over the next few weeks or months, as the case may be. So this is going to be my analysis on USD Jpy. So let me just make a quick recap. So on AudNzd, we expect to see retest of previous support as resistance, and then they move lower to our overall target at 68.31 from the daily time frame. So the next is pound card, and on pound card we already have all we need for the to confirm the direction of this pair. What we don't have is an entry. So what we are waiting for is an entry signal and we are going to see a valid entry signal. Then we'll be taking a short trade to our first objective at 68.13. Then we are going to get a daily close below that area. On the retest of that area as new resistance, we are going to be taking on that short trade to 65.31. Next is NzdCad, and on NzdCad we have a daily close as even a weekly close above 88.66 level, and as long as we have that price remains above that level, we'll expect to see that area act as support this coming week. And if that area is going to hold as support, then we are going to be taking a long trade to 89.64 and 90.68. And the next pair on our list is was NzdChf. So on NzdChf, we have a weekly close above weekly channel resistance. So with a close above the channel resistance, what we expect to see is that resistance act as support this coming week. So if we are going to see this area act as support, then we'll be positioning ourselves for a long trade. If all the rules of our entry will be satisfied, we'll be taking a long trade to 62.91 this coming week. And then the final pair on our list, Usd Jpy, price is actually finding support at this point, so we expect to see this area of previous support acts as resistance, and if this area we hold as resistance with one of our valid entry signals, we are going to be taking a short trade to our target at 101.24 this coming week. So that's going to be all on our forecast for this week. If you enjoyed this forecast, do well to like, subscribe, click on the bell notification to enable you get our content immediately we upload them. Leave a comment in the comment section below, let me know what you think. Also, do not forget to share this video with your friends. Until we meet in the next forecast, do remain safe and have a fruitful weekend. Goodbye.